Hello data folks, hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the playlist of Google Sheet where we learn new formula every day. So till now in Google Sheet we have learned formula like if family. So we learned if, ifs, and the combination of if with and, the combination of if with or. Apart from that, we also learned how to format data. But in this series we are going to learn something new. We are going to learn something called text join. Now, when you hear this text join, what comes in your mind? Something like maybe we have to join text, but it comes with a lot of question. Why do we actually need to join text? And when do we actually need to join text? So if you imagine a Google Sheet, it's actually in tabular format where we have rows and then we have columns, and the values we enter, that is in a cell. So now suppose you have few data in column A and then few data in column B, and you want to join them, you want to create a new column by joining these two columns. How are you going to do that? For example, suppose if you have first name in column A, last name in column B, and you want to join them and create a new column saying full name. So how are you going to do it? If you actually start doing it manually, this is going to take a lot of your time and a lot of your efforts as well. But with the help of formula in Google Sheet, you can actually do it in just 1 or 2 minutes. So let's get started learning. So yes, as you can see on my screen, we have a data set which starts with first name, last name, and then we have email, product, color, size, material, and notes. So these are the columns that we have. And as I was telling you, that suppose if you have first name the way we have here, and then we have last name, and then we want to join it and we want to create full name. Okay, that was our task. So let's start doing it. So to accomplish this, there are two kinds of formula. One is join and one is text join. So first we'll start learning join. So you see we have first name as John and we have second name as Smith. How do we want here? If I'll tell you manually, then I will copy John and then I'll paste here, and then again I'll copy Smith and I'll paste here. So this is what we want the data to look like. First name plus last name. That's how we want it to look like. But is it possible to do it manually the way I just did? Suppose I copy Mary and then I paste here. Then I copy Johnson and I paste here. See, this is how am I gonna do like this manual work for these, maybe if you have 1,000 rows of number of rows you have, right? So that's not feasible. So what we are gonna do instead, we are going to use join formula. I will show you. Is equal to, remember Google Sheet formula always starts with a join, and then Google Sheet formula always starts with a equal to, and then we have join, right? I'm gonna remove it. Okay, Google Sheet is already giving you hints. So first is delimiter. So the first argument that we are getting is delimiter. Now what is a delimiter? So delimiter is nothing, it's a character or a sequence of characters which actually separates the structure of data. Now for example, if you have something called John, comma, Smith. So in this, what is the delimiter? Comma is the delimiter. Comma is that character which is dividing John and Smith. It's splitting them, so that will act as a delimiter. Sometimes even space can be a delimiter. Suppose if you have John and then you have Smith, so what do you have in between? We have space, so that will act as a delimiter. So here if we ever write our name, like here if I'm going to write John and Smith, so we're not going to have any kind of character in between. We're not going to have full stop, we're not going to have comma. What are we going to have? A space. So in this case our delimiter would be a space. Okay, so we are going to give this space in this double inverted comma. It shows, this part shows that here the delimiter is nothing but space. Okay, if we had to give a comma, then how will we give? We'll just enter a comma in between of these double inverted commas. But here, what is our delimiter? Our delimiter is not a comma, it's a space. That's why we're going to give space. Okay, now what is the next argument? I'll just enter comma and then we have value of array. Means the first value which we want to join. What is our first value? It's John, right? Well, I'll just go and select. Now I want to join John and Smith. So I can give this as well, and then B2, right? A2 and B2. This is the two cells we want to join, right? So that's why I gave, and ta-da, done. That's it. I have John Smith. I'll show you one more time. See, join, okay, delimiter. Again, what is the delimiter that we are going to, generally what is the delimiter that we have between the two words? Suppose if you want to write data girl, so what is the delimiter that I'm going to use? Nothing, just the space, right? So here we are going to give space, and then again value of array 1, it means that the first value that you want to join, which is Mary, and then second value is nothing but Johnson, correct? Sorry, by mistake, think, okay, I wrote B3, sorry, I wrote B2, it was supposed to be B3. That's it, Mary Johnson. And all you're supposed to do is just copy and paste. That's it. See, you have this full name created within few minutes, right? It's so much easier and so much effortless. The manual work is saved. All the effort and time is saved. It's such an easy task, okay? So we'll do more, we'll practice more. So this was for this. I have also created here. Now, in this column, we want product plus color plus size plus material. So here you were joining just 2 texts. Now we'll try practicing joining 4 texts. I mean 4 columns, the values in 4 columns, okay? So let's start with join. Here join, I don't know why did I give a space here. Okay, so join again. And suppose the delimiter that we want here is a dash, okay? So we're going to give a dash, and then our value of array is t-shirt, second is red, I mean the F column, which is color, the third is nothing but size, and the fourth is nothing, material. So this is how it's gonna look. T-shirt, okay, suppose I want to remove, okay, you got it? T-shirt, red, M, cotton. Simple. I want to remove this. Okay, let's try none. One more thing. I do not want to give delimiter as a dash. I want to give a comma. Okay, let's try that as well. I want to give a comma, and then value of array. This, then this. Okay, no comma at the end. That's it. Hoodie, comma blue, comma L, comma wool. It was that easy. So I want to continue with comma. I do not want, yeah. So see, I just copy pasted this formula into this cell, the I2 cell, and the dash was replaced by the comma. Okay, I'm going to copy paste the whole thing in the whole column, and that's it. So easy it was, right? Fine. Okay, so now we have something. I want your name plus notes. Which is the name column? Maybe take first name, or maybe we'll take this name. Okay, we already have full name, and we want to have this no, okay, we'll not take this name because then it will be very easy. Let's take the first name and then last name, and then we want to join with notes. So what I'm imagining, it should look something like John Smith, and then urgent delivery. So this is how it should look like. And remember, we do not have this column. Imagine we do not have this column. So first step would be join John Smith with a delimiter of space, because you know, if you see here, we do not have any comma, full stop between John and Smith. So we want first John and Smith to be joined, and then we want a dash as a delimiter, and then we want the next array or the next value that we want is nothing but J column. That's how the result we want. Now let's start writing. So first priority would be joining John and Smith. So that's easy, we just learned. Not attention. Join, okay. The delimiter is space, and then the first value is John, the second value is Smith. Done. We have John Smith, right? Now what do we want? We want a dash after this, and then we want J column to come there. So we are going to write one more join formula, okay? And Of course, after join, the first thing that we get is delimiter. Now, the delimiter here is what? What do we want between John Smith and urgent delivery? What do we want as a delimiter? We want a dash, right? So we are going to give a dash here, okay? And then a comma, and then value of array 1. So we already have this John Smith wala formula as an array 1, okay? So this will act as one value. This will act as the array 1, okay? The value for array 1, and then we'll give a comma, and the second array is nothing but j column. So we're just going to give this and then close the parenthesis, and that's it. We have John Smith urgent delivery. I'll write one more time to make you understand. Again, first we will join the names, which is nothing but delimiter. We want space, and then value of array 1. We'll take we'll take A2. Oh no, we want A3, right? A3, and then we want B3, okay? So the name is joined. We have Mary Johnson in place, but we want gift wrap to come. So now again we are going to write one more join in the beginning. We start the parenthesis, and the first thing that join formula demands is delimiter between name and the nodes. What delimiter do we want? Dash. So that's why we are going to give that dash here, and then comma. Again, we have already our array 1 ready here, okay? So no tension of array 1. Array 2 is nothing but gift wrap. So we'll just click J3, okay? We selected J3, close the parenthesis, and that's it. Mary Johnson gift wrap is ready. So it was that easy. So this was about join. We learned how to join to the value of 2 columns with the formula of join. Now comes the next formula. To do the same work, we have one more formula called text join, which we'll understand in the next tab. Okay. Again, we are going to accomplish the same result. The aim is same, the purpose is same, just the formula is going to change. Text join is more advanced and it takes care of empty cells as well, unlike join. Okay. So we'll start text join. The formula starts with, of course, text join, right? Again, same like join, we have delimiter in the beginning. So what will be the delimiter between first and last name? As usual, we have space as the delimiter. Now, ignore empty. So this is where text join stands different and better than join. Text join actually helps you if you have any empty cells, that it deals with that as well. Okay, so what is it? Ignore empty. Suppose if you have any empty cell anywhere, so that will, text join will ignore that. Okay, so we are going to ignore empty. Yes, we want to ignore. If we want to ignore, we can write true. If we do not want to ignore, we'll write false. So text join will take care of that. So in this situation, I do not want cells who are empty, so I'll just write true. Okay, and then comes text 1, text 2. After that, you can just give the cells you want to join. So let's just give John and then A2 and B2 and close the parenthesis, and that's it. It's ready. John Smith. Okay, we'll try for this. Neha Reddy. Okay, let's start text join. Delimiter is nothing but a space. Ignore empty. I want to ignore the empty cells, so true. And then again text 1, which is A13, and Reddy, which is B13. And that's it. We have Neha Reddy here already. Fine, simple, quick, easy, time saving, energy saving, everything. Now, the same thing that we did with join, we are going to join these t-shirt, red, M, cotton, everything, but this time with the help of text join and not join. And similarly, we are going to have delimiter as a comma, okay, because here t-shirt already has a dash, so it's creating confusion in my mind. I'm not sure about you, but I'm getting confused. So just let's have the delimiter, sorry, the comma as a delimiter. Okay, Ignore empty? Yes, I want to ignore the empty cells. And then text 1, E column is our text 1, F column is the text 2, G2 is the text 3, and G4 is the text 4. Close the parenthesis. Ta-da, ready. T-shirt, comma red, comma M, comma cotton. Okay, you want me to show you again? Randomly, I'll just show you anywhere. Delimiter. What is the delimiter? Delimiter is maybe take something weird. Okay, we'll take equal to, maybe plus. Yeah, right, we'll take plus. Sorry, yeah, so we'll take plus. Now, do we want to ignore the empty cells? We want to ignore the empty cells. Then text 1, text 2, text 3, text 4. That's it. We have t-shirt plus blue plus L plus cotton. That's it. It was easy. So for now, I'm just going to copy this formula in the rest of the cells. When you practice, you can practice with different kind of delimiters depending what kind do you want to practice. Okay, so then comes the last part. What was it? First we want these two names to join. After that, again, forget that we have this column. You do not have this column, okay? Forget for now. So first we want to join the first and second name, and after that you want to join this notes column, okay? So just like our traditional ways, we are going to use text join and delimiter as nothing because we are just joining two names and we do not want any character there. We just want space, which is also a character. Okay, ignore empty. Do you want to ignore empty? I want to. I do not want any empty cells. And text 1. So text 1 would be John. Text 2 would be Smith. And done. We have John Smith ready. Now the next goal is to bring urgent delivery with a dash. Right? That's what we did in join. So similarly, we are again going to use text join formula. Okay, now what is the first argument? It is delimiter. Now what delimiter do we want between name and notes? We want a dash, right? If you can recall the formula that we used in join, so the dash is the delimiter that we want. Ignore empty, yes, we want to ignore comma. Okay, text 1. So our text 1 is already there. What is the text 1 for you? Which the formula that we wrote, which combined John Smith and it became John Smith, that became our text 1, right? If you remember in join, the array 1, that was the array 1. If when we were joining name with notes, then name was becoming array 1 and the notes was becoming array 2. Similarly here, name has the combined name has become text 1. What do you want? So this became your text 1, okay, and after comma you want to give text 2, which will be J2, okay. So you're gonna give this. That's it, ready. John Smith dash urgent delivery. It looks a little messy to me, so I'm gonna give a little space. A dash. No, yeah, got it. Okay, I'll show you one more time. Maybe we are going to see this Carlos Fernandez plus send invoice. Okay, fine, interesting. We'll do text join. Okay, the easier work first, space, and then ignore empty, true. Text 1, what is the text 1? Carlos, and text 2 is Fernandez. Okay, so we have the name, full name ready. Now we want to join send invoice with a delimiter of dash, right? So again, we will start text join, okay, delimiter. What is the delimiter that we want to give between these two values? We want to give a dash, right? So we give a dash and then again comma. Ignore if empty. Yes, I want to ignore. So now again, our first text is ready. First text is nothing but the formula that we just created, and the value that we are getting after use that formula is Carlos Fernandez. So that value is already there as text 1. So we are just going to give a comma and we are going to give our text 2, which is J10, right? So we gave it and this is ready. It was that easy. So for now, I'm just going to copy this formula. Okay. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful and the formula helpful as well. So these kinds of small yet very important, these formula are very small yet very important, because you do not get a rocket science to do in your daily job. It's just the smallest and the boring work which makes you frustrated, and it just makes you feel intellectually backward if you have to do it manually. But with the help of these kind of formula, very small, very simple yet very important, you can do these work very quickly and fast, and you can jump to another some good work. So that's why I want to introduce all these small formulas so you can learn and you can make your daily life easier. So yeah, that's it for today, and we'll meet in our next session.